NyanCave! Hey, hi. Welcome back.
Two-Ace Attorney, spooky month commencing.
I'm a zombie now.
No, a zombie.
Yeah, we're gonna be playing some scary games in October. We have more little decorations coming as well. Some stuff. Got some lights. Hopefully coming in tomorrow.
Halloween lights?
Halloween lights.
Why hasn't that caught on, you know? Christmas, they got all the lights. Halloween, orange and black lights?
It's about, yeah, orange and purple.
Ha-ha!
Yeah.
That's gonna be good.
Purple.
Well, we left off in the middle of we were getting turned upside down,
yes,
if you will.
The whole case.
The whole
all
case.
of it.
Turned upside down.
You're used to getting turned around, turned about. Let's get flip out, guys.
Ready?
Ready. I'm ready.
The upright vase clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business.
Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo, you've surpassed yourself by completely turning my argument on its head. Trying to impress your assistant here, perhaps?
No one's trying to steal your spotlight here, Mr. Sholmes. Trust me.
As you rightly say, though it appears at first glance that all the furniture in the room is upside down. This unassuming slender vase is standing keenly to attention. And unlike the large safe, there is nothing affixing it to the floor.
And it's the exception that breaks the rule.
In short, as much as it pains me, the gravity in this room was never inverted at all!
My deepest sympathies for your loss.
Oh, poor Mr. Sholmes. But the show must go on, so let us continue with our deductions.
Ooh.
Now that we know that this contrivance is not in fact an anti-gravity device, there remains but one other possibility.
You don't say.
Someone deliberately turned over every piece of furniture in here.
Which might sound obvious, but leaves one mystery very much unsolved. Namely, why would anyone choose to do that?
Quite. And naturally there is an explanation. Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the anti-gravity device. Which we just said it wasn't.
Yeah.
But you know.
He's absolutely determined that this device must have something to do with it, isn't he?
I'm afraid the lure of an exciting scientific explanation is too strong.
Well, there's no doubt that somebody did this. Somebody turned all this furniture over. So whoever it was must have had a reason.
I'm afraid nothing comes to mind at all, though.
Well, let's look around and see if the answer presents itself. And Roboy! Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary!
It's been 1 year since you membered up.
And Mizaki, formerly Sarah, thank you for becoming one of us!
Thank you!
Didn't show up in Streamlabs,
It
so
didn't show up in Streamlabs.
sorry about that.
Something's going on with Streamlabs. I'll write you down here.
We see you.
And do you have Adams?
As in my thingy?
Yeah.
Yes, I can read Adams.
Nice.
I lost my pen. Adam! Thank you for 29 months.
20.
This week is going to be a big deal. October 5th being the final Smash fighter reveal.
Yeah.
It's going to be Gino, just you watch your face.
Ooh.
And the 8th being Metroid Dread's release.
Yeah.
And spooky games, too.
I'd like to watch that final Smash reveal with you guys. It'd be a lot of fun.
On the 5th of the morning.
Yeah,
I
right?
have waited so long for this
Angry.
day. Ever since I played this game, I waited for this stream.
Damn.
Angry!
No pressure.
No.
Thank you.
We hope it will be an
I have to acquire a
explosive
pen.
stream. Sounds good.
The coal burning heater?
Okay.
That's a coal burning heater, I think, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But it's not just for heating, you know. You can grill on it, bake on it, boil and steam things with it. It serves all sorts of purposes.
That seems like having your cake and eating it too.
Wouldn't you?
Not unlike a heated kotatsu table with a nabe hot pot, a mikan orange, a cat, and an elderly relative.
Oh, you mean it seems too much? I suppose perhaps it does. But you realize only some of those things on your list are edible, don't you?
I mean, if you try hard enough.
Don't you?
Don't you?
Oh no, the Nyan zombie.
Run, Grandma! Run! He's coming for you!
Do they have those kotatsus with hot plates built into them?
I haven't seen it.
I feel like that could be like multi-purpose. It heats the thing, it heats your feet.
Yeah, I think there was something similar. That
It
was
heats
Spanish.
your feet, it heats your meat.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say.
Look, there's something written on the other side of this armchair.
Oh yes, safe 432582.
Safe? As in safe and secret?
As in a secure lockable box, I think.
Admittedly, more likely.
Well, there is a large safe bolted to the floor on the other side of the room, so yes.
So you mean this number would let us open it?
I wonder why it's written here, though.
And Essie, thank you for 12 months.
Essie!
Fucking anniversary.
Seems all member stuff's just not working with Streamlabs right now.
Yeah. And Tasso, 47 months.
Oh my.
Thank you.
47 months. It's almost it's just
4 more
3 weeks.
years.
4 more years.
4 more years.
Here to say hi and express my
Tasso.
excitement for stuff and things and such.
Oh.
Also want to say thanks for being your awesome selves.
Oh,
Keep trucking on.
Oh,
Tasso!
thank you.
Thank
it
you.
looks like, it's a design for the thing. Well, I guess we gotta go with the safe combination, of course.
I hope you're enjoying playing spooky games too. You're playing Cat Lady?
Is that where you, like, go over to the cat lady's house and try to survive, or what?
Yeah. yeah.
She, like, throws cats at you?
She throws cats at you.
Yes. The reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the safe combination.
Precisely. I believe, Mr. Naruhodo, that you had had a very similar experience once, did you not?
Yes, last year. When I bought a lottery ticket, I noted the ticket number down on the inside cover of a book just in case.
That's it. For people are forgetful souls at heart and always make a written note of important information.
Just keeping the ticket itself safe would seem more sensible, I think.
And what, pray, happened next, Mr. Naruhodo?
When the day of the draw came around, I'd forgotten which book I'd written the number in, and I had to turn my room upside down to find it.
That's it. For people are forgetful souls at heart and always forget where they've noted things down.
Not if you always note things down in the same place.
So smug.
In my little notebook.
I actually won the second prize, you know. But I couldn't remember which magazine I'd slipped the ticket into, so I had to...
Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo, but I believe I've proved my point now.
But...
Which is that a very similar scenario has clearly unfolded in this room.
Finding himself requiring access to the safe, the occupant in this room needed the combination code. He remembered that he'd written it on the other side of a piece of furniture, but forgot which one.
Leading to the state in which we now find the room. Yes, Mr. Drebber overturned all the furniture in here in a desperate hurry to locate the combination code that would unlock the safe.
Huh. It's always the last place you look.
Admittedly less exciting. Escaped via skylight.
Now let us consider the next conundrum.
Secret tunnel behind the stove.
What was our engineer friend's aim? Indubitably, the greatest clue we have to explain his actions is above our heads.
Yes. How is it possible that there are footprints on the way up on the ceiling?
A question whose answer will neatly lead us to the truth, my dear madame. The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby skylight.
Well, if a change in the direction of gravity can't explain it, then how did those footprints get there?
Yes, I feel as though that particular mystery has just become even harder to solve.
I can't think of any other way to explain it at all. Oh, life is so much simpler in those halcyon days when gravity could be reversed.
It was minutes ago. Those halcyon days never existed in the first place.
Well, I suppose we must simply put our faith in Mr. Sholmes and observe the area in more detail.
Putting our faith in Mr. Sholmes is what gets us into these situations in the first place. And Yex! Thanks for 20 months!
Yikes!
Yeah. Fire Emblem Three Houses was a good time.
Yex!
For me.
Good.
Baloo!
Fire Emblem Three Houses was a roller coaster of emotions.
This is a gas balloon, isn't it? It's tiny, but it does seem to be a real balloon.
Yes, I think you're right. I think helium's keeping it up.
A green gas balloon. Why does that seem to ring a bell with me?
If you can see, there are footprints on this balloon too. Look.
Oh, yes. Surely that's a clue, isn't it? Though what it tells us, I'm not sure.
What does that tell us?
What does that tell us? What's
It
the thing
tells
correctly?
us that the footprints from the balloon rubbed off on the ceiling.
The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby
balloon.
Oh, shoe.
Oh.
I didn't see the shoe.
I didn't see the shoe either.
I thought it was like part of the balloon.
Me too.
It's hard to believe, but there's a shoe up there. Look.
Oh, yes. And there are more footprints on this little balloon too. Perhaps the shoe was thrown up there and became lodged, do you think?
If so, then judging from the number of footprints, it must have been thrown up several times. Why would anyone be throwing shoes up at the ceiling, though?
Oh, dear. That's beyond me, I'm afraid.
You ever get a ball stuck in the rafters and then you throw stuff to get the ball unstuck, but then you get the things that you're throwing to get it stuck?
Absolutely.
Stuck?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's a childhood rite of passage.
I have a rainbow badge. Holy shit, it's been 2 years already?
Alex!
Hey, Alex.
Hey, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
For 2 years, Alex.
Freaking 2 years.
Freaking crazy. Freaking crazy.
Take that!
Gee, that's good.
The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby shoe.
And on closer inspection, there are clearly footprints all over the balloon as well. In other words, the aim was never the skylight at all, but the balloon.
But for what purpose?
A green balloon. That seems somewhat familiar data.
It was a piece of the green balloon that's the envelope of the Mr. Nardified
And inside the green balloon that Master Gotts claims he saw above the stage when the incident occurred was the second bird cage, the crux of the whole instantaneous kinesis deception.
You mean to say?
If we assume the balloon here is the model of one used on that day, there is a strong possibility something may be concealed inside it. Something our absconder was desperate to retrieve before making a hasty getaway.
But the balloon's out of reach.
Hence why they resorted to a projectile, namely, the shoe. Most probably, Drebber intended to tear a hole in the envelope by assailing it with a shoe. However, his efforts were thwarted when the shoe itself became a prisoner of those lofty heights.
Oh dear. We desperately need to examine that balloon. If only there was some way we could see inside.
You may recall that I found this in the room earlier, which I believe offers a solution.
Oh, the rope!
To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this rope?
Rope.
Mr. Sholmes has managed to bring the deduction back to the rope.
All right, I have to admit, that was clever. So we just throw the rope up to the balloon and then pull it down to us on the ground?
Which is much easier said than done, I feel. And could take us a very long time as well.
Throw the bomb.
True.
Okay, gosh.
Just throw the bomb.
Throw the bomb.
Light the bomb and throw the bomb.
Perhaps we need more of a surefire method.
Like the bomb?
In fact, we already have one, of course, don't we?
It's the bomb,
Oh
isn't
my
it?
god. Throw the bomb.
Oh, I guess we
What?
could. Well, we could use the actual literal crossbow, but I mean,
Nah.
how about the bomb?
The bomb?
You know, let's spice it up a little bit and throw the bomb.
Throw Andrew. He's
Yeah.
been in a
Throw
savvy
Andrew.
mood, you know?
Can we get funny?
Take that!
Tink tink.
Mr. Naruhodo, would you care to explain that?
Oh, no. Oh, it's gone over your head, Mr. Sholmes, obviously. Obviously, I was thinking of using it to examine the balloon.
On the contrary, nothing has gone over my head but this rope, for it is clearly the superior idea.
Really? Throwing the rope to catch the balloon and tug it back down? But there's a far more reliable method that I can think of, even if it is a little heavy-handed.
The bomb?
The bomb.
I think you mean the bomb.
Da bomb. The hot-headed Mr. Sholmes is trying to lasso the balloon.
It'd be wonderful if he succeeded. Then we could pull it down to us. But it would even be more wonderful if there was some better way. Like a bomb.
We need to think of it fast before Mr. Sholmes starts tiring of being a cowboy.
Blow dart? How about blow dart? Nick,
Blow?
Nick says blow dart.
Blow dart. To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this crossbow?
God,
That was found at the scene, in fact.
And in all likelihood belongs to Mr. Drebber.
If the man had only brought it away with him that day, he could have avoided losing a shoe at such a critical moment such as this.
Why is this a better idea than throwing a rope at it? It's not even that high.
I know, literally, you could just boost up one of you.
Oh my god, yeah, there's so many chairs.
Table?
Tables.
You can't touch anything, okay?
Make a ladder.
A whole freaking workshop full
Speaking of
tools.
milestones, I actually managed to reach my 5-year milestone at work, which is this Friday.
Woo!
5 years of retail. Where did all the time go?
Damn,
Adam!
congrats.
I hope
Is
they
5
get you
years?
something nice.
Yes,
like,
5 years when you get a pen.
yeah, I think 5 years you get something.
A pen and a pizza party.
Yeah, right.
A pizza party!
Thanks, Adam, and congrats.
Enjoy your pizza party.
So, shall we? Your curiosity is deeply stirred, no doubt, my dear fellows. What is there? What is it that Enoch Drebber has hidden inside that balloon? Bam!
Wouldn't it be funny if the bolt stuck it to the ceiling?
What the?
A waxwork!
Indeed it is. A waxwork head inside of a metal mask. A mask that is shut tight and fastened with a strong and quite impenetrable lock.
So we can't see the face inside, that means.
Just a moment. This is the head of a waxwork model. Does that mean... Oh, goodness.
I see you've joined the dots, Miss Susato. Excellent.
Of course! A headless waxwork model! The case of the abducted Madame Two Spells model that you'd largely solved. It was only the head of the killer that was still missing.
Indeed it was. But I believe Madame Two Spell will now have to settle her sizable account with me. This, as you now have surmised, is the head of the infamous professor.
Yes.
But why is it here?
This conclusively confirms my suspicions. The man responsible for stealing the professor from Madame Two Spells and returning it sans tete earlier today was none other than Enoch Drebber.
This is incredible. Professor Harebrain's case and the waxwork abduction are... They're inextricably linked by Enoch Drebber's workshop.
First time I'm able to catch a stream and glad I was able to member up. Keep up the good work, guys.
Oh, thanks so much.
Christopher!
Thanks you.
Thanks, Christopher!
And thanks for remembering.
Welcome to being live.
Yeah.
Well, it appears our logical pleasure cruise has come to an end, my dear fellows. All that remains is, yes, to speak with the architect of this adventure.
Ooh, music.
Architect?
You mean Mr. Drebber?
As it seems quite impossible that he escaped via one of the skylights, obviously the man must still be here in the room.
What?
And his location should be abundantly clear. If you simply reflect on the journey we've made together during this deduction,
He's in the safe.
Enoch Drebber is right here, somewhere in this room.
He's in the safe and he is dying of oxygen.
Oh my
right?
goodness.
so Mr. Naruhodo, will you do the honors?
That is unsafe of him to do.
Yes, of course.
My mom worked at a bank and they're like, so if you get locked into the safe, you have 5 minutes of oxygen. Let's teach you how to get out of the safe.
Wow.
5 minutes.
Mr. Drebber's hiding
It's a
place
big ass
must be
room usually for a safe.
the
What?
bomb, the wardrobe.
I mean,
Man.
wardrobe's a good call.
Yeah, the safe is like that would be a tight fit.
Yeah, and he would die.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
He's dying of oxygen. Yeah. I know. I was like, that sounds really scary. But yeah, there's a special like thing you had to do, and you could pick the lock basically, but you had to be taught how to do it. So if you got locked in the safe and you didn't know how, you would just die.
Let's start safe. Oh no. Wardrobe for me. Yeah.
Oh my god, is that actual
Damn
safe?
it. Before we gained access to this back room, we heard noises from in here.
Which tells us that the engineer was still in the building at that point in time.
He was in fact searching for the combination to his safe.
And pressed for time, he made no attempt to the right furniture that he overturned in the process. From which we can deduce that his search for the combination happened very recently indeed. In summary, Mr. Enoch Drebber
Wow.
is at this very moment inside the safe.
I cannot believe that that was exactly where he was.
Thus concludes Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction of this topsy-turvy puzzle.
Inside the safe. Deduction complete.
Elementary! So, Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps it's time we ended this game of hide-and-seek, don't you?
By opening the safe, you mean?
What else?
Let's see. The combination was 1...
432582. 0118999.
I knew that. All right then. Here goes.
Look at you being safe and sound.
How did you plan on getting out?
Well, there's the inside little thingy. So maybe it's not locked from the inside. Except that there is like a padlocky kind of, like a slidey thingy.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that would
Maybe
unslide
the
the
thing turns
slidey.
it,
Yeah.
unslides it, yeah. Still scary.
But this character is kind of literally Man Julia from Drawfee.
Oh.
Like if Julia drew a character, this is them.
Them.
Well, I don't know. One of you two.
Oh.
Tom doesn't have a voice right now, so
Oh,
True.
it's true.
We'll see where this lands, bud.
You
You found me.
Oh!
Oh, I see. Yes. More of this, please.
Oh. Ooh.
Actual.
Oh!
wow.
Robot.
Whoa. Okay.
What? Oh,
Do the hustle!
Yeah.
I kind of feel like we needed music for that, but that's okay.
Ooh.
This song is really good.
Right then, sir. Mr. Enoch Drebber, I presume. Correct.
You'd better start talking. You tricked Professor Hairbrain with that bogus machine you built.
And you shall have to explain the theft of the waxwork from Madame Seuss Bells as well.
Whilst I would be delighted to answer your many questions, personally, I would advise that you deactivate my little parcel first.
Deactivate?
Your parcel?
I refer, of course,
I don't say your penis.
to the time bomb
Oh, thank God.
I left in a most prominent position.
Oh,
I see stunned silence. You're all gearing up to die with me, then?
Wow, what a smile.
no, I don't want to do that. Actually, thank you. Mr. Sholmes, with only 7 seconds to spare?
That was too close for comfort. I've got 1 foot in the grave already.
Are you trying to help us or get us killed? Or get a killer? What?
Get
help
the killer
us get a killer
or
or
get us killed.
get us killed.
Mr. Sholmes' deductions can be completely life-altering, can't they?
Well, my dear fellows, that was a close shave. The resemblance to an anti-gravity device is really quite startling, I must say.
Anti-gravity devices don't exist!
Whew. I wouldn't push it, Mr. Sholmes. Ho ho ho.
I can't enjoy this case as much as everyone else because this guy is the spitting image of my ex.
Oh.
And that's how I found out I have PTRS.
But you could just instead be like, oh, Julia from Drawthy.
Thanks, Sagasi.
Thanks, Sagasi.
And that's rough. So I don't feel like this is a common aesthetic.
No.
In real life.
No, quite
Unless you're Julia
unique.
from Drawthy.
Yes.
Favorite character, favorite character, favorite character.
Thanks.
Nice,
Pedrus.
Angry.
Angry! Yeah, they're delightful. I love this person.
He has typewriter in his theme song, as best pog.
Angry!
Angry.
Yeah,
Angry.
this theme is good too.
Enoch Drebber has
No,
one of my
Jack.
favorite character animations. His animations are very cool.
Yeah.
They are very cool.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Jack.
they're like puppety but mechanical and
Mechanic.
really like poppy-locky. Poppy-locky.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
It might surprise you to learn that I'm actually a lawyer from the Empire of Japan.
I detest lawyers. They wield so-called special powers in an attempt to grind down our freedoms.
Wow.
Yes, let me be quite clear. I detest lawyers very much.
Any chance 2 negatives make a positive? Maybe?
Honestly, if you have a robot arm, why would you make a whole ass crossbow when you can just have a convertible robot arm that becomes a crossbow?
Because you have to leave it behind at the scene, obviously.
Oh,
Of
yes.
course. And
How else
leaving
would
behind an arm would be a lot more sus.
What happened here? What on earth happened here?
You found me, haven't you? No need to screw me down any further.
Well,
Unless everything in here is precisely what it seems.
Yeah? Well, we'll be giving it a thorough going over, don't you worry, Drebber.
What fails to click with me is how you were able to locate my workshop. That I was not expecting. When I heard that whilst whistling from the other room, I knew it was time to bolt.
Whistling?
Ah, that would have been me.
Oh,
For some reason, I woke in a fern fettle today.
no words. Just tightly squeezed chips.
Mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes.
Clearly, I must have a screw loose, though as I couldn't remember the combination for the safe. And another one loose, as I couldn't remember on which piece of furniture it had been written down.
We also found a rope over by the wall.
Ah, yes. I had hoped to exit through the skylight, but sadly the rope was too short. So I then set about searching for the combination code to open the safe.
And burning the incriminating blueprints, don't forget. Regrettably, though, you failed to retrieve the head of the balloon from among the rafters.
And after that, you hid yourself inside the safe. Having first set this parcel ticking.
Well, I had no intention of being nailed by the police.
Love your choice of words.
Bum-ba-da-bum-bum-ba-da-bum.
I guess he
Nail.
thought the safe would keep him safe.
Safe.
Like the fridge in that one Indiana Jones movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Survived a nuclear blast. Real good.
Or the ring.
They did a... They did that joke in World of Warcraft, one of the quests.
Oh, really?
You hide in something and get blown up. It's awesome. It was a really fun time.
Got a death wish, have ya? Hiding right beside a ticking time bomb.
Please, why do you suppose I chose to hide inside of the safe? It's no ordinary safe. It's specially designed. A dynamite explosion wouldn't have left a scratch on it.
So, in fact, the safe was the only safe place.
Precisely.
once you'd climbed inside, you wouldn't have been able to get out again.
I invite you to look more closely. The safe is fitted with a handle on the inside to allow the door to be unlocked from within.
If you
Well,
could
that
remember the
answers-
combination.
From the inside in the dark, backwards.
So it is.
Just light a match, slowly eating your oxygen.
I had always intended to blow this place to smithereens in any case. I just wasn't expecting uninvited guests to come along and screw up my plans.
Do you mean to say you were planning to blow us all up?
No. That was unforeseen.
What do you mean?
Most people run, you see, when they see a literal ticking time bomb at their feet. I calculated that the time required to retreat to a safe distance and set the device accordingly. But your seemingly endless discourse in here threw a spanner in the works.
Is something wrong, Gregson? Do I have something on my face? Besides the usual eyes, ears, nose, and mouth?
You know, the usual.
Meet Enoch Drebber, steampunk cyborg.
Thank you.
They're awesome.
Drebber would be right at home as a D&D artificer.
Yes.
Right?
Adam!
Adam.
But would forget the things that he, like, artificed.
Make a sassy robot. for
Like a
that.
sassy robot.
Sadly, that means I got a dip from the streams for a while, but enjoy the rest of the case, boys.
Aw.
Sagasi!
Thank you.
Have fun.
You know where to find us.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have a fairly good idea of what's been going on here now. But what about the 2 incidents you've evidently been involved in recently? Professor Hairbrain's instantaneous kinesis experiment at the Great Exhibition, and the waxwork model you stole, which this head belongs to.
That's no ordinary head, you know. That's the head of the professor. Clad in a mask with a lock so strong, I'm unable to open it safely to reveal the killer's identity.
Does that mean that Madame Two Spells would know what the professor looked like?
Yes.
Yes. I've been considering carrying it around as protection.
That's enough.
Oh!
Wow. Wow.
Not who I was expecting.
No.
What is going on here, Gregson? I'm sure you are aware that I have the sole jurisdiction to investigate here.
Oh, is Scythe
Jurisdiction.
fit?
Yes, well.
Dr. Scythe again. So the forensic investigation team are here.
And you know full well this engineer is a key witness. Why are you allowing this lawyer access to him? If Lord Strongheart knew of this, you'd be finished. You lot, leave at once.
Gina's been incredibly quiet through all of this.
My dear madame, there's no need for such a threatening tone, I assure you. After all, that's no way to greet an old acquaintance, is it, Dr. Scythe?
Hello, Sholmes.
Okay, there's some history here.
Mr. Sholmes knows Dr. Scythe?
If it is protecting the machine next door that's causing such a sour expression on your face, you are quite misguided. It's really nothing more than a shell. You get out! But of course, we'll show ourselves the door. I see you haven't softened at all. Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes?
it would appear that our delightfully entertaining investigations have run their course for today.
But Mr. Sholmes!
Let us leave this place in the doctor's capable hands.
I said get out! Now! All of you! Your presence here is not required either, Gregson.
Ooh.
Understood. But I'll just say one thing before I head off. If it wasn't for this lawyer and his companions, we'd never have found this place. and the whole workshop would have been blown to bits. There was a time bomb set in here that this lot disarmed.
Inspector.
You're really terrible at you following directions.
Kit. Something giving you a chuckle, has it?
Oh, having a giggle? Someone's having a giggle, mate.
So sorry. Didn't mean to offend. You're quite right, of course. You did disarm the time bomb, didn't you?
Didn't we?
Didn't we?
Didn't we? Gina!
Yes, you did disarm that one.
Huh? What are you? That one? You mean?
Uh-oh. No! Oh, no. Oh, no. Bobby, get down!
Bobby!
I'm worried about being a slut.
Ooh. I don't know if they're okay. It was an hour later that we heard the news of the enormous explosion that ripped through the experimentation stage at the Great Exhibition. Professor Harebrain's invention and all its secrets were blown away forever.
But he did just admit to doing that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think that he would have been pinned for it regardless.
Yeah.
Damn.
Drebber is probably
Game
one of my
freaking.
favorite characters. The random orange words in Drebber's text are meant to indicate words he speaks in a robot voice.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought those were just important words we're supposed to remember.
They really throw me off.
Like, sorry.
Sorry.
I'll remember that.
I'm very sorry.
Ooh, wow, back at court.
24th, we're catching up.
The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber.
Good morning to you, Mr. Naruhodo.
Good morning, Professor. Ready for today's proceedings?
I hope so. I should be, even I, with nothing left to...
Good morning, my dear fellows!
Oh, Mr. Sholmes.
Everyone look at me!
You're here!
Look at me, hello, yes, nay, the main character is here. Why, naturally, a true gentleman stands shoulder to shoulder with his friends in battle at all times.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll see you later then. Now, Professor, we really need you to remain calm in the courtroom today.
Wait, look at me! Hello, I have a device here for you. No, don't. Goodbye.
Yes. Do you try your hardest not to enter the witness stand uninvited again? Yes, I will. I realize it was a mistake, but...
My dear fellows, I must interject. Hello, it is me, Holmes Sholmes.
Oh, you're still here. What's the matter?
Surely you've overlooked some praise, have you not? To be cast in my direction, Yes, Sholmes? You know me.
Sorry, I don't follow.
Hello? Must I spell it out? I, the great Herlock Sholmes, the greatest detective of worldwide acclamation, arose at some ungodly hour to be here now. First thing in the morning. A miracle, you must agree.
Well, if I must agree, then...
As you know, my sleep is quite impregnable. Iris had to employ her full gamut of tactics. She pulled the covers off, shook me, poked me both in the cheeks, punched me, and kicked me from the bed. Then she poured a boiling cup of her latest experimental blend on my face, and at last I was bestirred.
Oh my. Iris has been busy.
Iris doesn't have it in her to go that far. She's too nice.
I sense the spirit of a fellow scientist, one who relishes the infinite possibilities of blending tea.
I'm the one worthy of praise here, not Iris. This is my victory. I woke up.
Sorry to cut in.
Oh.
Sorry, cut in.
Oh, Inspector Gregson. Good morning.
Gregson, my dear fellow. Why the grim expression at this delightfully early hour?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because I've been confronted with a grimmer expression, eh?
Dear me, are you going to take that as an insult lying down, Professor?
What? I don't know!
Poor Professor.
Anyway, here's the paperwork you asked for.
What paperwork?
Ah, yes, I took the liberty of requesting it yesterday. I had a feeling it may prove useful.
You won't believe the hoops I had to jump through to get this brought out of the archives. It's the professor's autopsy report.
That mass murderers?
Who killed 5 members of the aristocracy?
He was found guilty in a closed trial 10 years ago. It was all done under wraps. And he was quickly executed soon after the trial. It's all in here.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, Inspector.
Yes, much obliged, Gregson.
Us lowly lot at the yard are just doing what we can. In the shadow of the great Detective Sholmes, of course.
Someone a little pouty, Inspector.
No.
Pouty, Inspector.
No. No, I'm not.
Hey, look at me, I'm much sadder than him. I have been waking up at this ungodly hour. I'm much more perturbed. Look at me.
No.
Well then, Professor Hairbrain, this is it. Today we're going to lay all of this to rest at last.
I wish you the best of luck, Professor. I suppose he'll be in there today, will he? Drebber? Yes, we expect the prosecution to summon him as a witness. I'm still amazed that you managed to find him just one day. I really owe you both so much.
Counsel and the defendant! The trial's about to resume! Kindly make your way to the courtroom at once!
Well, this is it then. The final chapter. Funny, my heart's racing a little. I've not felt this before, actually. This strange foreboding. As if something's going to happen in this trial that I'm not ready for. But I can't let that distract me from the only thing that really matters. Finding the truth.
You don't think the man turned his bomb into a bomb inside him? You don't think there's a bomb inside him?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
Indeed.
Magician.
Blah.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. We resume the public hearing of Albert Hairbrain, here present who stands accused of murder. All the counsels for the prosecution and defense ready to proceed.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about this.
The prosecution is ready, my lord.
Yeah, get a boss.
The defense is ready, my lord. As promised, Lord Von Zeeks has his apprentice with him. His apprentice with memory loss.
There's a song about that. Do you suffer from long-term memory loss?
Really?
I can't remember. Yes.
What's it? What, Prozac?
No. I don't know who sings it.
Yeah, right.
Oh!
Was it
Good thing you
water?
got a lid.
I punched my water.
Lids, I'm telling you.
If I may, Lord Von Zeeks.
Yes, my lord.
It's called Amnesia by Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba!
I didn't even know that they had other songs. I know you got knocked down and get back up again, but apparently Amnesia.
There appears to be someone standing at your side.
Oh, yes, my apprentice and assistant. The prosecution believes today's proceedings will see the complexity of this case rise considerably.
Oh! Oh, wow.
Yes!
I therefore instructed my assistant to attend to ensure the smooth running of the trial.
Ooh.
God, he's so freaking cool.
That's a nice sword. That's a really nice sword.
And the smooth running of liquid refreshments by the look of it.
The way he holds himself, the way he moves. It couldn't be anyone else.
But he's still suffering from amnesia. So there's really nothing we can do at the moment.
I know, but this is so very hard.
What if he's pretending to have amnesia because of some sort of mission
Oh
thing,
my god.
right?
Pretennesia.
That would be the drama that we all live for.
Ooh.
I was just pretending to be amnesiac.
It would appear the prosecution has done a fine job in responding to the demands of the court made yesterday. I understand you have successfully secured the engineer who disappeared from the scene on the day in question.
Yes, my lord. I intend to call him as a witness shortly.
Very good, very good. Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, who have been chosen at random.
Sorry.
Pause for laughters in the script.
Classic Judge. I loved.
Thank
Oh,
you, thank
Judge.
you.
You're
Be
my
here all
favorite
trial.
character.
To represent the will of the people in the courtroom today. Are you ready and willing to proceed?
Of course, my lord. I'm sure that we all understand the importance of doing our civic duty.
I do so despise deception and deceit. I find it so wearing.
To take a man's life with a conjuring trick. It is against the magician's code, not to mention the law.
Magician's code states never actually saw anyone in half.
The Magician's Guild's gonna not be happy about this.
English fake scientists should see the wrath of God, if you ask me.
Ironic.
We have to listen to what said on both sides of the fence, and settle on one is out there to sing it.
This guy here all week.
Wasn't like this in my day. Wasn't like this at all. Man. If all parties are ready to proceed, you may begin, Lord Von Zeeks.
Before I do, my lord, there is a report I must read to the court.
Herlock Sholmes is a stinky butt and has a stinky butt face.
Yesterday at the Great Exhibition grounds, the evidence of primary importance in this case. The super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine, which was installed on the experimentation stage, was deliberately destroyed in an explosion effected by an unknown person or persons.
It was... What?
Oh, an explosion!
This is an outrage!
Yes, I've heard this grave news yesterday. Scotland Yard has submitted a report in my office in the evening. I read that the machine was blasted to smithers, and the wreckage reduced to ashes in the flame.
I have here a photographic print of the scene, taken in the wake of the explosion.
Ooh. Oh. Ah.
It shows what little remains of the machine.
Yes. A terrible business. No, I'm asking. It's a bit of a long shot, you know, asking for a friend. There would have been a replica somewhere else.
I know they said it was a shell, but I think that the whole thing is just a shell.
Do you think he went on a really wild and wacky slide adventure? He like fell down the
Yes.
tube and then
Yes. It is. It was the whole absolute thing from that movie, Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that?
Just like that.
I think Dexter's Lab had it too.
Also Xenoblade.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How great was that?
Very good.
Yep.
He did it to destroy the evidence, didn't he?
That Enoch Drebber.
The court will take this print as evidence, counsel.
You know, we can't have nice things update. a friend of mine has a kid, and their school
Gross,
had
go on.
had a slide instead of like a staircase beside a slide to get out of the school. Parents complained, "Oh, the kids are fighting to go down the slide instead of taking the stairs." They
Kids
shut
are
down.
fighting to go down the slide?
I know, so they
what?
shut down the slide.
Have you ever been in a room with 2 children and one thing before? They will fight regardless of what it is. It could be slide, it could be thimble, it could be cookie.
It could be anything.
It could be anything.
It could be broccoli.
It could be broccoli.
I mean, not to disparage broccoli.
Broccoli's delicious.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
I know. Can't have nice things.
Late yesterday afternoon, the protection afforded to the machine by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act was revoked. However, before a thorough investigation could begin, the invention was obliterated from existence. As such, this will become a very different trial.
What?
As it stands now, with no evidence on which to draw meaningful conclusions, the authenticity of the kinesis machine will remain forever in obscurity.
Indeed. A most unfortunate state of affairs.
However, one thing remains clear. The victim's death was the result of the actions of the accused. Of that, we can be certain. For it was the accused himself who was operating the machine, and who ultimately caused the loss of control.
As Lord Von Zeeks rightly says, this is a very different trial now.
Oh.
The accused accepts responsibility for his part in the events that transpired. He acknowledges that Mr. Asman died as a result of the accident caused by his machine's malfunction. However, unbeknownst to the professor, he was being deliberately deceived by a pair of very clever fraudsters.
Names, counsel, if you please.
The engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber, and the victim himself, Mr. Odie Assman.
That's funny, Joe.
Odorous.
Drebber is sneaky, all he said was you did disarm that one, which is suggestive of a second bomb, but not actually a legally admissible confession.
I'll see you in court about that one.
Can we also talk about how Van Zeeks didn't wear his cape today?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
How are you, dears? Watched a few of old VODs today, Undertale, and started the There Is No Game streams. What a treat this non-game is.
Super Potato!
Thank
Thank you. And
Thank you.
Dora. Thank you, yeah.
Yeah, he left his reveal for his apprentice. He's like, I don't need a reveal today. It's all about you, sweetie.
Ooh.
Do it just like mommy told you.
Van Zeeks' apprentice is just an Ashen from 14.
Honestly, the aesthetic
Eloise!
fits, yeah. Thought they looked familiar.
Thanks, Keloise.
Oh, why not? Last week.
Oh, you're also a Sigma now. Nice.
1. I beat this game last night.
Good job.
Best case yet.
Woo.
2. Best thumbnail Nyani.
Oh, thank you.
3. Have fun y'all and peace out Nyanimes. And 4. Time to play Tales of Arise.
Hey.
Movies!
Thanks for
Thank
stopping
you.
by.
Have fun.
And have fun.
So, what exactly were these 2 men up to behind the defendant's back? The defense intends to expose that information, thus establishing the unequivocal innocence of the defendant.
He's not evil, he's just dumb.
I feel like that's worked in court before.
Thank you, counsels. The position of the prosecution and defense have been clearly stated. Lord Von Zeeks, I summon your first witness. Do the thing, please. Summon your first witness.
At once, my lord. The prosecution calls the engineer Enoch Drebber to the stand. Here.
I hope he does the thing with the arm where he's like,
Oh, yeah, it goes all the way around.
ouch.
State your name and occupation for the court.
Name: Enoch Drebber. Occupation: hard to pin down, I would say.
Also, chat, just so you know, Drebber is fully functional. Just so you know.
Just so you're aware.
I am fully functional.
When did we establish that in Star Trek: The Next Generation?
Literally, it was like episode 2, episode 1 or 2.
Yeah, it was probably 2. Sorry, 2 was 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where everyone got the horny bug.
yes. Great way to episode 2.
It was.
That's an aggressive episode.
It was really aggressive. It was really
the first season of Star Trek: The Next Generation really went places. There was the nobody wears bras town and everyone runs everywhere-ville.
But if you break the rule, we'll fucking kill you.
See that black monocle?
Yes, well, I do feel as though I've seen it somewhere before.
Oh, you too. Exactly the same feeling.
Of course!
Your file indicates that you are currently being investigated in connection with another case. The theft of a waxwork model, is it? The most extraordinary sounding business.
But that has no bearing on this trial, I assure you. Cleave it from your mind.
You're familiar with the public experiment carried out at the Great Exhibition some days ago? The accused super high voltage instantaneous kinesis demonstration?
Yes, you could say that. I am aware of it. There was a terrible accident, wasn't there?
It was you, Mr. Drebber, who constructed the vast machine used in the experiment. Or so our investigations indicate. Can you confirm your involvement?
Yes, I constructed it. In precise accordance with the blueprints. But that's all.
Then the court would be very interested to hear your thoughts about the machine, I'm sure.
An amazing device, if you ask me. The pinnacle of modern science, making instantaneous kinesis a reality at last.
What?
But we proved I was wrong.
Good. Good gracious! Do you mean to say that the experiment was bona fide? Is that your belief, sir?
Yes, that is very much my belief. Such a waste that it blew up.
But we've already established the machine was nothing more than a prop for an elaborate conjuring trick.
Objection!
You've established nothing of the sort. All that was shown during yesterday's proceedings.
Oh, come on. You know what? I'm not even giving you the satisfaction. Just tell me. Tell me it blew up in my face. Tell me. Tell me it blew up.
Blew up in your face.
Yeah. Awesome. Very funny.
Is that the same outcome could have been produced by means of stage trickery. The defense merely proposed a method and demonstrated its feasibility. Nothing more.
But.
We've procrastinated long enough, I feel. Witness, you will now give your formal testimony about the machine that you constructed for the purpose of the demonstration at the Great Exhibition.
Understood.
The kinesis machine.
I met the young professor approximately 1 year ago through Mr. Asman's introduction. He provided me with the blueprints I constructed the machine to his precise specifications. It was no trick.
Be right back.
If the whole show was a fraud, it would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above their heads and then crash headfirst into the tower. A terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow.
I like how he wiggles his fingers sometimes.
A body double?
I'm wondering if the waxwork is going to play in here. It certainly seems like it.
That goes without saying, surely. To give the impression that something has moved when in reality it hasn't is a basic conjuring principle. The deception cannot be achieved without substituting the original with a fake at some point in the performance. But would I be right in saying you haven't managed to establish anything along those lines?
Incidentally, the prosecution has already confirmed that Mr. Asman had no twin siblings.
It's my understanding that this witness is well versed in conjuring artfulness. But such talents do not indicate that he was actually able to accomplish what he claims. Namely, the construction of what, by all accounts, must have been extremely complex, a scientific machine.
Whatever do you mean?
Yesterday's proceedings brought the true nature of their past exploits to light, Mr. Drebber.
Indeed it did, my lord. As a swindler who preys on innocent scientists to elicit government grant money through conjuring know-how.
Yes, it's true that I possess considerable knowledge of stage magic. But crucially, my scientific knowledge more than matches that of any academic in the field.
Investigation of the witness's workshop attests to that claim, my lord. Do you see this trophy?
Yeah, right.
#1 scientist ever for forever and ever?
Yeah, it's fine. It's nice.
It
Fine.
even came with a complimentary mug. World's best scientist.
As evidence, the police found this Royal Society trophy for a young talent in science there.
Yes, that's true. We spotted it there ourselves.
If a
Hypothesis.
hypnothesis,
Of course, yes.
Hypnothesis.
a hypiothesis is sound, it can always be forged into a physical manifestation with sufficient skill. Though I may have sold the secrets of some deceptive wiles to sniveling, talentless scientists in the past.
Would you therefore assert that the explosion of the machine was...
An unfortunate accident. Or, of course, a deliberate act of murder carried out by a misuse of the science.
You son of a...
Counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord.
Damn, that was the formal testimony? There was so much back and forth in that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for the apprentice to start singing about the music of the night.
Which one's that?
Is that a reference to
Phantom of the Opera?
Ooh, I haven't seen that in forever.
Phantom of the Opera is there inside your mind.
I should watch that movie. I have not seen it.
Name
There's a movie?
time.
Yeah,
Trevor was the name of a victim in the first Sherlock Holmes book, A Study in Scarlet. He looks pretty well for a dead guy.
Oh! Oh, yeah! Wait, did they use the same one in the Sherlock thing we watched?
Yes, I think. Well, it was a lady,
Right?
in the Hamburger Bomber Bam version of Sherlock.
Yes. Nice.
Hamburger Bomber Bam.
Really love how you guys like anime stuff without being ironic.
Oh.
It is nice to see you all genuinely like anime without trying to be too cool for it.
Nitro. Yeah, I watch anime, but only ironically. Yeah.
No.
I mean, do I dress up like characters ironically? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny, Nitro. Thank you.
I think this guy is an ancestor of Pierce Nickady, the surgeon from the Spirit of Justice DLC case.
Man, that was so long ago for me.
Yeah, I know. I'm I don't remember.
I don't remember you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dora.
Mm-hmm. Met 1 year ago through Asman's introduction. What do you have to say? Tell me your secrets.
Well, I'm glad you're having a good time.
Yes.
So, you were already acquainted with Mr. Asman himself.
Not really. By chance, I'd seen his name mentioned in the papers. That's all. But I had no interest in his private affairs. If he was an unscrupulous investor, it was no concern of mine. As long as people pay their bills, I take up my tools and construct what they ask for.
Could you imagine having so much money that you could have a private fair? I always hear about rich people having private affairs, and it sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
Like
Private affairs?
private
Wait,
fairs,
what?
yeah. Just your own fair is what
Yeah.
I assume it is,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Like a
mean,
whole
nothing
theme
else.
park to yourself.
Wow.
I've only
Could you
ever been to
imagine?
public fairs.
Ah.
Life is different when you're rich.
I guess so.
So why did Mr. Asman approach you in particular then?
Who can say? I presume because my name is associated with excellence in engineering.
And he's a trophy-winning scientist, don't you know? He got a trophy.
Not to mention excellence in fraud?
You know, it's just being an absolute savage to this guy.
Hard to gauge, but the point is, all I did was construct the machine according to the blueprints I was given.
It's okay, he doesn't have emotions.
What's really nice, though, is that rich people always seem to bring their spouses to their private fairs.
Yes, yes.
They're always there.
Yeah.
Not having a good time, though.
For some reason. I've never had a bad time at a fair.
Yeah, right.
I've thrown up at fairs, you
Oh,
know.
wow.
In other words, the kinesis machine was built on solid scientific principles.
Yes, you might say that. Professor Hairbrain certainly has a mind like no other. He provided me blueprints. I constructed the machine to his precise specifications. Petrification.
I love how it's like, there was no trick.
Of course there wasn't. There's an illusion.
Tricks are for whores, Michael.
It's clear that you have both scientific knowledge and knowledge of conjuring magic. However,
The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to handle whatever comes along.
We've already had one Arrested Development in this case, or a reference in this case, so maybe we'll get it.
Maybe we'll get it. I hope so.
But your
You're disappointed in my illusions, Dad.
But your implication is that I furnished the machine with some trickery, I think.
it's a possibility that we have to explore.
Unfortunately, though, the machine has been blown to Kingdom Come.
And whose fault is that?
Who knows?
Could have been literally anybody. Juror number 5, do you have anything to say?
Oh, of corn.
It appears that the kinesis machine was fitted with a time explosive device of some kind.
And there's nothing left of that device either. Not a single shred of evidence remaining, I hear.
Or so I hear.
So I hear. It's almost like it was designed to blow up and leave nothing behind. What? Weird.
He must have planned all this from the outset.
But in any case, it's abundantly clear that the experiment couldn't have been a trick. If it was a fraud, where did the victim have a twin?
You know what it is?
Time travel.
Time travel.
Time travel.
Every time.
It's the time travel part of the game.
Time travel. Of course. That's it. Mr. Asman has a twin.
No, he doesn't. Is that literally what he's going to be?
Yeah.
Objection. No, he doesn't.
Oh, no, he doesn't, my learned friend. Mr. Asman has no twin.
No, I heard you before, but the thread of hope hasn't quite left me.
The demonstration could have been a trick if there was somebody who looked sufficiently like the victim. But Dr. Scythes absolutely ruled that out as a possibility.
It is beyond question that the victim himself, Mr. Asman, did move from the stage to the Crystal Tower.
One of these days, Yanny,
Yeah.
it'd be cool if you could just put like a dick butt on the back of the scroll there. Just boop.
For the thumbnail, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
The fingerprints found at the scene attest to that.
Wow.
How did he-
Fingerprints.
How did he leave fingerprints when he was dead?
Before he died? Thing is, though, maybe he wasn't, but I thought I remembered him wearing gloves. But I guess we can't see that.
Can you look at his portrait?
It's only a face.
Oh, look at that. He just has like an air of about him, you know?
Yeah, he...
Like in death, he has and
Yes, hello, I'm here to do this experiment with you. I love experiments.
I don't know what that was about, but it's fine.
Best portrait.
Wink. Have we talked about why the child has had an head injury?
No. Aesthetic?
thought we did, but maybe not.
No, we didn't. So it can't have been orchestrated using someone who looked identical to Mr. Asman then.
Yeah, TBD. Dead people have fingerprints, but they don't have grabby hands anymore.
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, no, nothing. Just that the idea of someone who looked identical to the victim is playing on my mind.
All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above their heads and then crash headfirst into the Crystal Tower.
It crashed head first, you say?
According to the many witness reports from those there at the time. Yes.
How do you have access to this information? Do we let witnesses read all the files? That doesn't seem cool.
Science reasons.
Okay. Were you not there at the exhibition grounds on that day?
I love that.
Unlikely. I rarely leave my workshop.
Actually,
It's just a nice little stretch. Oh, that does feel good. Yeah, let's take a moment to hydrate and stretch our wrists out.
Really looked like you were doing like the Arnold, like.
Oh.
Look! Yeah. It's a good one.
nice.
Nice.
Noise. I'd spell it boothy, a very boothy man.
Yet another of your unique inventions was found at the scene.
Well, it was the unveiling of a machine I labored over for many months. I saw it clearly with my own eyes, the birdcage plummeting headfirst into the tower.
What a surprise!
I believe the victim's neck was broken from the headlong fall, wasn't it?
How would you have come by that information? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Even an infernal recluse like me reads the newspapers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Who told the newspapers? According to the reports, 2 injuries were apparent on the victim's body.
Yes, he'd been stabbed in the chest by a screwdriver, named Andrew, believed to belong to the defendant, and he had broken vertebrae as a result of the fall from considerable height.
Correct. My learned friend has been doing his research, it seems.
Do we know which injury was the fatal one?
Sadly not. Forensic science is not yet at a level where such things can be determined.
Damn it, science. Science. When have you ever been useful? Not now, that's for sure.
What we do know is that the victim died having sustained both injuries at some point during the experiment. And since he was found in the birdcage with his neck broken.
Oh, later, Sandra. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you feel better soon.
It's obvious that he fell from a considerable height.
I suppose that's hard to deny.
A terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which a machine was built was flawed somehow.
You think?
So you understood the science, did you?
Not in the slightest.
Oh, right.
As I've said a number of times, I'm an engineer. My job is to manufacture according to the blueprints I am given.
Well, you didn't manufacture the cogs on your fucking glove correctly. There's no way they work, actually. They'd be locked in place.
Oh.
Got him.
Yeah, that is accurate.
You know, they're just spinning, you know.
They shouldn't be, though.
Mm-mm. I would be inviting manifold problems if I foolishly allowed my brain to digest the ideas behind them.
I mean, you wanted a science award, but what for what?
It's because the cogs are illusions.
Now, give me the science award. I'm a scientist now.
I could be accused of stealing those ideas, for example.
But how is it possible to construct a machine without really understanding the principles it relies on?
Well, you're practicing a law without really understanding the principle it relies on, aren't you?
Very good point.
Stand up for yourself, Mr. Naruhodo.
The point is, the experiment resulted in instantaneous kinesis taking place. As such, the science must be sound.
Yes, and really, experimental results are all that matters when it comes to proving my hypothesis.
What's the speed of light if I'm so smart in science? E equals MC squared. I remember I used to think that just made you sound really smart if you answered things with E equals MC squared. So there was a...
No, what you gotta do is you gotta like tattoo it onto yourself.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you infuse the smart.
That's, yeah.
Or wear it on your clothes, either one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Something bazinga, I don't know.
Have some pop.
Yeah.
Play the laugh track.
Yay. Oh, I'm gonna have that set up soon.
Oh my god.
He's
Sorry. I just saw a Big Bang like clip.
Oh yeah.
And it's like person walks in the room,
Yeah.
laugh track.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
come on!
Yeah, laugh
It's
track.
because of how they walk into the room.
Nerdily.
He's certainly very sure of himself.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, now that the machine has been completely destroyed by yesterday's explosion, it's going to be impossible to argue its authenticity one way or the other.
But if we're unable to establish that it was a piece of
Shit. Sorry, stage.
trickery rather than a genuine science,
Did you just have word vomit, Sasato?
no.
Okay.
I mean, it is October 3rd. We will have no grounds on which to demonstrate Professor Hairbrain's innocence.
Both Mr. Asman and the machine in the stand tricked the professor and used him. They took advantage of his naivety for being and his unbending belief in his work, and I won't let them get away with it. And seeing as the professor is an old friend of Lord Von Zeke's, what on earth must he be feeling towards Drebber?
Yeah, I was reading the camera was blocking the last word. So
Oh.
it kind of looked like the beginning of the word shit. So I had to look down and be like, no, it wasn't.
Okay.
Wait, what day is it? It's October 3rd. That's a Mean Girls reference because it's Mean Girls Day.
Head first, yes. And then we have
The head.
the bird cage.
Oh, not the head?
Right.
Actually, we haven't examined anything yet.
Oh, it's a broken bottom,
with
though.
the broken bottom.
Got a broke bottom, though.
Broke bottom.
That bottom has been beat, baby.
Yeah. Bam. Spank me, I'm a crystal.
Look here, Miss Sasato.
Oh yes, the wood's cracked and broken a little. I suppose because it fell from such a height.
Yes, from the height at which the balloon was flying, down to the crystal tower below. A fall of about 30 feet, or 9 meters.
I love how they give both.
Leaving the man inside tragically dead.
The details of the wooden bird cage have been updated. Damage to its base.
I love the Tragically Hip cover band, The Tragically Dead.
Oh.
It's a bunch of grandmas covering Tragically Hip songs.
Oh, is that what the Grateful Dead are about?
Yeah, the Grateful Dead. Those are the people who come to watch the grandmas.
The grandma.
Because they have some cookies and they're just so grateful.
So grateful.
I don't think we've examined this either.
The camera?
The
From the child?
camera.
No, we have not. Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, look, the cover came open.
Yes, now there should be a glass plate inside. You have to change the plate with each new photograph you want to take, you see.
Is something wrong?
There's no plate. It's been removed.
What a pity. But I suppose if you think about it, this wouldn't be the actual camera that was used at the time, just like the waxwork isn't the actual person. So we'd never have found a photographic print of the executed convict coming back to life anyway.
Oh, yes. You're quite right, of course.
Oh, this wasn't the child's camera?
No,
It's the museum's camera.
museum one.
Poor Sasato-san. She looks devastated.
I'm devastated.
Devastation. No photo.
Ooh, telescopy.
Oh.
What a wonderful machine!
You really love contraptions like this, don't you?
Oh, yes! Anything mechanical I find absolutely irresistible. Drebber is getting me all hot and bothered. It's a bit difficult.
Almost irresistible, surely?
Well, whenever I see a pocket watch, for example, or a mechanical arm, I can't help myself. I simply have to take it apart.
That's worrying.
Yes. Father tells me the time by the rumblings of his stomach now. He's given up having a watch.
Poor Professor Mikotoba.
Mr. Naruhodo.
What is it?
On the bellows, just here, there seems to be some very dark red stains.
Yes, you're right. It looks like blood, actually.
Blood Actually, the drama about killing people.
Still starring Hugh Grant.
Oh my.
I'm sure it's not what you're thinking.
Ha 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 ha.
Royal Society Award of Science. There's a little metal plaque here, look. Fostering burgeoning talent for the future of scientific discovery.
You know what was a really weird realization as a kid?
What?
Realizing the trophies were made. Like, I don't know, you played sports and stuff, and like the trophies were there. You just didn't question where the fuck they came from, you know?
But someone had to go to a trophy store
And make it. And somehow that made it a lot less special.
Right.
You know? I know.
See, what ruined trophies for me is knowing that you could go out and get your own made.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was exactly it.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a second. Yeah, because I think they literally made trophies in the ice rink at Planet Ice.
Interesting.
Like
I
that
didn't
little shop did like everything.
We should
because they had the machines to engrave and whatnot.
We should make a bunch of trophies for like accomplishments that we've never done.
Like making thumbnails or something.
I actually make the thumbnails.
We got the award.
But my trophy for biggest dong.
Yes.
That would be the funniest thing, actually, just to have in your room. Just like
a
trophy case, but they're all just like fake.
Yeah, that's what I think we need to have.
Yeah, except for the biggest dong one. That's
that
weird.
one's real.
That
one I won at the Dick Olympics.
Yeah. You really became a man of measure in that moment.
Drebber, you're practicing law without understanding it. To paraphrase a movie quote, you're not wrong, Drebber, you're just an a-hole.
Cyber.
Thank you.
Fostering burgeoning talent for the future of scientific discovery.
Also, that is the title for You Have Potential. Like the PS3 would have for fostering the whatever with the cell processor. You'd be like, that sounds super nice. That sounds good. I think that sounds really clever. And it's like, no, sorry. No one liked the cell.
And also, Cyber says it's the Olympics.
Olympics.
That's really good.
Funny.
That's really good.
Especially because it says limp in it, too.
The name is ironic as well.
Yeah.
It seems rather ironic, doesn't it?
It sure does, Sasato. I'm upset that you were listening.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
But clearly Mr. Drebber was really a talented scientist.
It's like,
come on.
Nothing's on the bottom.
Be something inside.
No, it's just a trophy.
I bet you.
Ah, but I want to look inside.
I bet you there are fingerprints on this.
Oh, there's probably thousands of fingerprints in there.
Do you think it's
Where's the lock? The lock is not there. Oh, what?
That's the lock on the side there. You just flick it up.
Flick it up.
You just flick it up. It's like a bathroom.
It's
lock.
unbreakable.
Oh, sorry.
Do you think it's Johnny Depp in here?
Oh,
I think it is. You mean Leonardo DiCaprio?
Oh, was that him?
Yeah. In the Man in the Iron Mask?
Yeah.
It was Leonardo DiCaprio and Leonardo DiCaprio.
he was wearing a mask. How could you ever tell? You know?
Damn it.
This lock doesn't look very strong, does it? There's definitely no way you could remove the mask yourself if it was put on you.
What a terrible way to treat someone, even a convicted criminal.
I know. It's starting to make me livid, actually.
Mr. Naruhodo, please.
I mean, just think about it. Imagine if you had an itch on your cheeks all of a sudden. You'd be utterly helpless.
Well, yes, that's true. But I'm not sure that that warrants quite so much anger.
Oh. Right.
Remember?
Sorry.
Murderer?
Yeah.
Murderer.
It would get so humid in there, like, ugh.
Awful.
You could only drink things with straws.
I could get over that.
Except for when you have to drink a steak.
That's true. I guess it'd be eating with a straw. That would kind of suck.
Here, enjoy this steak. There's only a straw here. I know. Get sucking.
Redacted. Pseudonym, The Professor. Death by hanging confirmed at midnight, June 17th. Courtney Stevens. Uh-oh.
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 Oh, no.
I remember we know the name Courtney, but I don't remember why.
Uh-oh.
Let me. I want to see.
Courtney Act.
Okay. Well, I think it's pretty straightforward.
The head.
Above their heads and crashed headfirst in the Crystal Tower. Bam!
Head first.
Oh, did it though?
We've examined the birdcage that crashed into the Crystal Tower ourselves. As you can see, the cage, which is a wooden construction, has sustained damage in one particular spot.
Following the explosion, it fell some 30 feet into the glass of the Crystal Tower. That level of damage is to be expected, surely.
You know what they say. If you're going to travel, it's crash, glass, assman.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sorry, but I'm laughing for you.
There was like an old terrible saying, what was it, like high school or something, where if your friend had a car and you wanted to ride, it was either like cash, grass, or ass.
Yeah.
I always offered my
in
ass.
order to pay for it.
I was always the one driving, so I've gotten a good handful of Clay's
You're
buttocks
despicable.
before.
Remember that? Crash, glass, and ass man.
Yeah. It like
That's
it
actually
really
clever.
took me a second.
That's really clever. If I was familiar with that saying, I would have also thought it was funny. But now that I am, I think it's funny.
I agree. The damage itself is entirely understandable. What doesn't make sense is that the location of the damage is on the bottom. It's on the bottom, guys. All the breakages in the wood are at the base of the birdcage, not the top. Am I the only one paying attention here?
What are you saying?
That's the opposite of where it should be.
Thank God someone's listening.
That's right, my lord. The birdcage that was at the scene is damaged at its base. So we have reports of the birdcage falling headlong into the Crystal Tower, yet the damage is at the bottom.
That's a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage.
The only way to reconcile these two facts is to accept that there were two bird cages in play at that day, at which point were switched. Switched during what wasn't a scientific experiment at all, but an elaborate piece of stage trickery.
That's a cool jacket.
Good gracious. Explain yourself, witness.
Well...
If we examine the facts, there is only one logical conclusion we can draw. The damage on the base of the birdcage clearly indicates that it crashed tail first into the tower.
Objection!
But multiple witness reports claim it fell head first.
The birdcage materialized in the sky next to a balloon flying over the stage, following a spontaneous explosion at an altitude of some 60 feet above the ground.
Which is approximately 18 meters.
Thank you.
It then proceeded to fall some 30 feet into the Crystal Tower in the ensuing deflagration.
Which is approximately 9 meters.
Witness reports amid such chaos are notoriously unreliable.
Objection!
But the victim's neck wasn't broken.
Objection!
Was.
He plummeted 30 feet inside a heavy wooden cage.
Sorry, was broken.
However, he fell. It would be unsurprising to find one or two of his vertebrae crushed.
A riveting scientific analysis of the event of the prosecution there. Though to be even more rigorous, you would have to say it was only one vertebra, actually.
Actually, it's invertebra.
Invertebra.
It's an invertebra.
The vertebra.
The vertebra. $1 million idea?
Yeah, green bras.
Yes.
The vertebra.
Yeah.
It's entirely marketing.
Yeah,
It can't
trademark.
fail.
But it's made of green materials, like
Wow.
compost.
Ooh.
Look at that. Went from $1 million idea to $1 billion.
And it gets
idea.
RGB lighting and water cooling.
Yeah. God damn, bro. All them gamers.
He wasn't quiet for long.
I find it hard to see what's motivating Lord Van Zeeks. This witness is clearly a swindler and one who's deceived a personal friend of his.
They're taking that all off of hearsay too, aren't they? Like one judge or one person was like, he's a swindler. And then they're like, he's definitely a swindler.
Yeah, I guess so. Like that guy, the jury.
Yeah, the jury guy.
If you're going to establish this deception, do it right.
Sorry?
I feel like that's the undertone here.
Yes. And there's one more point.
What is it?
The defense appears to have forgotten.
Uh-oh.
It obviously wasn't a trick, as a certain truth very plainly demonstrates.
What?
What?
It seems to me that the cross-examination had better continue until we resolve this matter. Mr. Drebber, you will amend your testimony with details of this truth.
Of course, we must treat the matter scientifically, after all.
I nearly had him there. Nice.
This talk about trophies not being special. It's like realizing that Santa Claus doesn't exist. But
Yeah.
that can't be true. He's
Honestly.
right there at the bench.
Adam, thank
I
you.
know, right?
I know. And honestly, it's just, it makes you so sad that, you know, in this economy,
Yeah,
Santa has to have a day job.
I know.
I mean, of course, he's really good at judging people.
course.
So
So
it
good.
was in his wheelhouse.
It really was. Like,
really
he already
was.
knows who's naughty and
Yeah.
who's nice. He
Yeah.
just
But
wants to let it, it's part of the thing. Because he's
Being-
like, oh, are you lying more? Oh, naughty.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm going to go back to Lapland and make my notes.
Lapland?
That's where Santa lives.
Santa's
Gives
Strip Club?
Clay trophy for funniest joke.
Yay! That's
Let's
nice.
put that next to my trophy.
And this was one that was been real for all along and definitely not made up.
Yeah,
No.
for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, Iverson.
Clay, Tom, Nyani, chat, all of you must be from Tennessee cause I'm seeing tens for days baby swoon.
Well, it is October, which is the 10th month. 10 I see.
Nice on this last one. Thanks, man.
Vertebra, as opposed to a horizontibra.
Dora!
Dora!
I guess that is making sensey, isn't it? Vertebrae, because they're
Yeah.
stacked vertically on top of each
Oh
other.
my god.
If we had like a left to right spine, it would be a.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be vertebrae; they'd be horizontibras.
Horribras.
And if they were a dinosaur, they'd be brontosauruses.
You know what? I'll press this first. I forgot.
What do you mean?
Do you mean? Well, before the demonstration began, the victim was alive on stage in front of the audience.
Yes. There are lots of witnesses who saw Mr. Asman on the experimentation stage. That's true.
And the victim's neck broke as a result of an impact following a fall. Logically, therefore, the victim must have fallen from somewhere.
The balloon that exploded was at an altitude of 60 feet.
18 meters.
Difference of 30 feet is
9
therefore
meters.
the total difference the birdcage fell.
And there's no other location from which the cage could have fallen that distance if it didn't drop out of the sky. Ergo.
So, are you today's date? Because you're a 3 out of 10. Ow.
The victim himself must have beamed from the stage to the sky above the crystal tower.
A trenchant scientific analysis. Dear me, every time I hear it explained, it sounds increasingly plausible.
Oh yes,
Oh, yeah.
it's all very well thought out.
certainly all the spectators on the day saw it. The birdcage plummeting 30 feet, which is 9 meters, through the air, I mean.
Irritatingly, yes.
Do you ever have those meter sticks?
Yes.
Are the ones that are a wheel, though, that you walk and it goes click, click, click every meter?
Never.
No, we just had the meter sticks that were a meter long stick that we did sword fights with.
Oh my.
Right?
Exactly.
I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, we had a meter wheelie thing
Mhm.
that they're like, oh, let's go measure things in meters, like outside. And it's just like, you just walk and it's like, tick, 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 and it's like, how long is this hallway? And you're like, I'll find out. And you run down the hallway with it. Tick, 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 tick.
Then forget to count or lose count.
Yeah.
Ah, jeez. That's fun.
Because I feel like, because the kinesis clearly took place because there's nowhere else a 30 feet high for the balloon or for the birdcage to have fallen. But we've established that it was inside a balloon.
Inside.
But I don't know what
Where
illustrates that.
where's our inside a balloon thing?
Like, there's the experiment sketch.
Oh, you could do the balloon piece.
Yeah, what's a balloon
Yeah.
What's a balloon piece all about? Hmm.
Oh, the balloon.
Ah.
I mean, there's a photograph of the balloon and
Oh,
this.
yeah.
So, I mean, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Objection.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was.
Surely something about that last statement seems odd, doesn't it?
Nah, whatever.
Would you like to mull it over? Rest assured. I got you.
I've been drinking so much water. Be right back.
What's in the, wait, we haven't looked at the new report, have we?
What, this?
No, yeah, that.
Yeah, we have. It's,
Oh,
the
yeah, we
killer
did. We
redacted,
definitely
Courtney
did.
Stevens.
Definitely did. Nowhere else. 30 feet, he could have fell. What about, okay, the stage? It was pretty tall.
Well, because he was in the balloon, no matter what. Like that's what happened. Like, but
Probably.
it's just like there's so much that could lead to it that I just don't know which one it is.
What are we positive this is the statement we want to refute?
Pretty sure, yeah,
I'm just
because
gonna see.
it's
What's
the one that was added.
Did you try the balloon piece?
Not yet.
No, because we already did the balloon picture, didn't we?
I mean,
Okay.
hold on. Let me just.
Oh, right, a number of times manifold, accused, construct a machine.
Just want to see if there's any new text here based on the new thing.
Shut up!
Hmm.
Okay. 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 All right. Right. Of course.
Of course. What else would it be, fools? Man, I could go for a nice bowl of Cheerios.
Cheerio.
Get out of here. I think you mean a delicious boxu.
Ooh, a delicious boxu. I'm so hungry, I could eat a delicious boxu.
Was there any sort of... Oh, right. That came from the thing. Experiment sketch. So what do you think? Experiment sketch or the canvas?
Canvas.
Well, we're gonna throw them all eventually, probably, unless one of those is right. Wait, did we look at those notes?
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah, this is
Oh, yes, Courtney Stevens, Courtney Act.
I know it looks like a big, thick document, but it's literally like
Just a little card, one card.
one card, half full. Yeah, okay. It was the sketch. I thought so. This is a diagram of the experimentation stage and its surroundings.
It just doesn't really like clearly show the balloon on it.
No, not the extra one.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay.
We know that somehow the birdcage appeared in midair before falling down into the crystal tower. Bonk. A fall of about 30 feet, or 9 meters. However, if you examine the diagram carefully, you'll see that there's one other possible location for which the birdcage could have fallen. The same distance of 30 feet.
No.
Yes.
No!
Yes.
You wouldn't.
Well, it appears the defense has a possible explanation to put forward. Go ahead, counsel.
Yes, my lord. Of course.
You will indicate the place on which you are referring on the same diagram. The alternative location from which the birdcage could have possibly fallen the requisite 30 feet.
Is it?
It's the main thing! The big thing on the left!
The beaming machine.
The beaming machine's about 30 feet high.
This?
Yes.
Yeah, but not
there.
But like
From the middle part.
Yeah, from the platform.
Right here?
Yeah.
What?
It's about 30 feet high.
Yeah. What were you thinking? Yeah.
Because it opens up the bottom, he falls to the bottom, and it's like, oh, hello, who's this? Is this Drebber, my old Andrew in the chest?
Oh yeah, you got Andrew in the chest.
And then Drebber somehow made him go over there.
The place I'm referring to is here!
But that's where the birdcage would have been to begin with.
Which is exactly the point, my lord. Yes, the birdcage was in the machine on the stage. But what we must also consider is the height of the stage itself.
Go on, counsel.
It turns out that the experimentation stage was built at a considerable height above ground level. If you look at the diagram, in fact, you'll see that it's about the same height above the ground as the balloon was above the crash site.
No.
Oof. When the experiment got underway, the machine and the birdcage were engulfed in steam. At that moment, the floor of the stage gave way, and if we assume that there to be a void underneath, this birdcage and the one seen by the audience would have fallen almost exactly the same distance.
Falling a distance.
Going for speed.
Once again, my lord, this all points to the fact that there was not one birdcage, but two!
Objection!
My learned friend has no evidence that the stage had such a contrivance in its design.
Someone is responsible for the criminal destruction of the kinesis machine itself. It's true. However, the stage still stands. Take a moment and look at the photographic print of the scene following yesterday's explosion.
Did Jumpy look at it?
Good lord! The metal grill that formed the floor of the machine is undone!
Yes, most likely blown open by the force of the explosion that destroyed the rest of the machine. The defense calls for the space below the stage to be investigated. Immediately!
Didn't sleep for 3 days straight almost, did not have a brain cell.
Mr. Drebber. It was you who built the kinesis machine, which means that it was you who built the two bird cages that would be used to carry out this deception. Whether Professor Harebrain's hypothesis is sound or not makes no difference, because it's the construction of this machine that matters. A machine designed to take Mr. Asmon's life. And lay the blame firmly at the professor's door. Something that could only have been carried out by you, Mr. Enoch Drebber! Ooh.
What a weirdo.
Objection!
Ooh.
If my learned friend has reached the end of his wild ride. The prosecution would like to crush the defense's argument slowly but surely.
Oh my.
What?
Your argument fails to hold water or wine on 2 counts.
2?
Firstly, before and after the experiment, this witness went nowhere near the kinesis machine. Every relevant member of the staff from the exhibition has attested to that.
And I believe members of Scotland Yard have also been on watch duty at every public experiment.
In other words, Mr. Trevor had no opportunity to switch the alleged pair of bird cages.
Objection!
But I've already explained why sorry. But I've already explained why he wouldn't have needed to.
The nonsense with the crossbow. That doesn't bolster your case at all. The man who disappeared from the stage and the man who crashed into the tower are one and the same. The forensic investigation team report is unequivocal on that point. And the second flaw in your assertion is a distinct lack of motive. Why would this man have wanted to take the victim's life? He had no reason to do so.
Oh, the prosecution and their motive card. A motive? Do I have to think of everything myself?
What if some people just like killing?
Huh?
I have here a contract provided by the witness.
Well, what contract is this, Lord Von Zieks?
The contract into which Mr. Trevor entered with the victim, Mr. Asman. It reads, Mr. Trevor is to receive 30% of all remunerations from government grants or other income.
30%, huh? Certainly very favorable contractual conditions.
But there was one very important provision bolted onto that clause.
What provision?
Mr. Trevor may only uphold this right on condition that both contracting parties are alive.
In other words, if either of us were to die, the contract would become null and void. Do you see? I had nothing to gain from Mr. Asman's death. The diametric opposite, in fact.
I don't think this is a man who cares for money.
Need I say more? The witness had neither an opportunity nor a reason to commit the alleged crime. In short, the possibility of Mr. Trevor having done as you suggest is nil.
Ah!
Oh. Smug pose.
It seems the defense's assertion was somewhat wide of the mark. Lord Von Zieks, you will submit the contract as evidence, please.
The risk contract has been added to the...
It's true. If Trevor had no opportunity to switch the birdcage onto the stage with the one in the Crystal Tower, he couldn't have done it. And in any case, I have no idea what his motive might have been.
There is one aspect of your argument that still holds true, however.
Huh?
There were 2 bird cages. The prosecution is unable to deny that.
Oh.
So I'm sure you're on the right lines, Mr. Naruhodo. And I've no doubt that there are other aspects of your assertion that are undeniable truths too.
Well, it would seem that the defense has no rejoinder to offer.
Well, I must say I'm a little surprised. I came here to testify about the machine I built, and instead, my reputation is defiled.
Oh, no, you don't.
But the prosecution's counter has set the record straight.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, no, you don't.
It's impossible that I am the culprit. You are?
I'm about to fucking tell you.
At the beginning of this trial, we believed that there was only one birdcage. Yet now we know there must have been 2. In other words, There was more to the demonstration than we realized at first. I think it's abundantly clear that the same applies to the culprit.
Get to the point.
The stage demonstration was constructed and set up in its entirety by you, Mr. Drebber. Therefore, it's inconceivable that you had no hand in the events that transpired.
Angry.
You fucking what?
So if circumstances mean it's impossible that you could have carried out the crime yourself, it points to the fact that someone else was involved.
Someone else? Counsel, are you suggesting?
Yes, my lord. Mr. Drebber has an accomplice.
Objection!
An accomplice? Now? Well then, I presume you're prepared for what's to come.
No.
Who's that accomplice?
Now that you're accusing not only this witness, but someone else of the most serious of crimes. If these accusations turn out to be false, then make no mistake. The prosecution will demand an equally serious punishment for your slander.
Well, counsel, do you intend to pursue this course and formally accuse another party of involvement in this matter?
It was Andrew. Playmaker. Andrew was the accomplice. Oh my god, what if it is Andrew though?
Right? I don't know. Well, I guess he really
Screwed up then.
What do I do here? At the moment, this is little more than a hunch on my part. I don't know for sure if Drebber had an accomplice or if he even really is the culprit here.
We're just making stuff up.
One way or another, though, I have to make my position clear. As a lawyer. So what's my stance going to be? Did Drebber have an accomplice or not?
Yes, Andrew!
And, roll back down.
No. Yes.
No.
Who could make a perfect likeness of someone if not her?
Impossible. Unstoppable.
Oh, God.
Name that accomplice, Mon.
The defense is ready to name Mr. Drebber's accomplice. Somehow, the two bird cages must have been switched. Everything points to that. Yet according to the coroner's report, that's not a possibility. But that inconsistency itself is a clue.
Counsel,
My lord, yes.
you have received a stark warning already. If you are nevertheless determined, then I must now ask you to identify this alleged accomplice by name. So, your answer, please. Who do you claim to have been Mr. Drebber's accomplice?
Iris.
It was this child.
Per Cesare Lune. Impersio. Come on.
Send the child.
Honestly, if it's not Esmeralda, it's maybe Baldur. It says he the
Balthazar.
balloons above the experimentation all belong. All of them.
Nah, it couldn't have been this guy. No. You never.
Van Zeeks, this is my apprentice, and he enables my wasteful habits.
Very good at it.
No!
They should have a restaurant where all the servers use swords.
And enable
like-
your wasteful habits.
Yeah.
There was that Rio Brazilian steakhouse.
Yeah, delicious.
Where they take steak out to you on literal swords.
And then you can just be like, more please. And they're like, here you go. And you're like, more please. They're like, you've had enough. And you're like, more please.
You're meat drunk, sir.
Take that!
Oh.
Who is this person?
Someone intimately related to the crime, my lord. And someone you surely wouldn't say you don't know.
Yes, thank you. I'm aware of the person, obviously. But on what basis do you claim felonious involvement? Oh, felonious.
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 You surely wouldn't say you don't know, would you?
Ah!
I'm sure you simply slipped and pointed to the wrong person, didn't you?
Okay.
There's no other explanation.
Damn it.
Can't be married two
Live
spells.
up this time, please, counsel.
I thought for certain,
I sent 2 spells.
right?
All right.
Is it going to be Courtney?
Oh shit, her name's Courtney.
I know.
Oh shit, the other person's name was Courtney too.
I know.
But not Courtney Scythe.
But why?
No. Courtney Smith, I believe it was, which it's close. Was it Courtney Smith?
Oh,
Courtney.
but
Ash?
she is part of Fit, and it's like,
I
how
know.
could this have happened? You know, the birdcage is switching. Had an accomplice.
And she was pretty sus.
She
So
was sus.
sus.
And they both have white hair and blue eyes. They're brother and sister.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
The name of the person in question is...
What's wrong, my Nipponese friend? Surely fear doesn't bind your tongue now. It's a little late for that.
Of course I'm afraid. After all, naming her in this capacity is definitely going to make waves. A lot of waves.
Oh, Stevens, yes.
I could very well turn every single person in this courtroom against me.
I'm sure it'll be all right, Mr. Naruhodo.
Thank you, Miss Sasato.
The enemy always appears larger than life, but you'll appear exactly the same to the enemy.
I don't think that's true, but thank you.
Here's a trophy for being larger than life.
Oh my god, you're right. All right then, here goes.
You've kept us waiting long enough. Your answer, Counsel. No.
No, you know what? No, I've had it. I've had
What?
it with you.
Wait, what?
No, you don't get your way. We're
What?
gonna sleep on this. Court's adjourned, bitch.
What, you,
Yeah, that's
you
right.
can't-
I just did.
Oh my god.
You don't
Who
have any
gave him
authority
this
here.
power?
You're in contempt. Objection.
You will rue this day.
Yeah.
Overstained.
Oh, look, a kangaroo.
Dang, everybody.
Bam.
What a hang to cliff on. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I do
Now I
wish
got
had
some stuff to
music.
put up on the board.
There's some stuff as well. There's big things that you should have near you as well.
Yes, I do.
Big things.
Big things. Big things. And
See,
look at
Godzilla is actually not ending early because we end the stream roughly around 2:30, which is better for Tom because Tom has a whole life outside of this that he needs to reattend to.
Yeah, either way. It's more about finding a decent place anyway. Because you don't want to end like mid-sentence or in a weird spot.
You don't want to end mid-set.
You don't want to end upon demanding to hear the name right frickin' now.
Mm-hmm.
I also like the bit, so
Yes.
there's that.
Yeah. Dura.
But we're playing a very cool new game after this, Imposter Factory, which is going to be very cool, I think. Apparently, seems nice and short, and you don't really need to have any prerequisites to watch it if you want to. So, yeah, it's going to be a new experiment. How's it going, Tom? Tom is going, clearly. So, yeah. Oh, nice, Nat.
What are you looking for?
Pins.
I'll have to remember what my Neil Watts voice was like. I think I
There
vaguely
should be
remember it.
pins to the right of your face.
I'll have
To
to,
the right of your face.
I'll have to check that. I remember being like, nah, friends. No one needs any friends.
My name's Neil Watch. Hello, it's me,
Hello.
Neil Watch.
Nah, you idiots.
I'm Neil
Something like
Watch.
that. It's fun.
I'm Neil Watch.
Now, those games are a lot of fun.
Neil Watch.
Yeah, there's pictures of old board in Discord if you want to try to find your name on there. Sometimes they get covered up because of overlap, but it was very full. We also have some more Halloween decorations coming a little later this week. Is there more light in Clay's eyes now than Tom's back? Yes and no. The cameras have different settings. They're two different cameras. So this camera's much brighter.
Ba-da-bum. Ba-da-bum.
That one's a bit darker.
Oh, heck, it's you when you were a pumpkin. Yeah, you're a smiley pumpkin. Look at how happy
Oh.
that little pumpkin is.
Shoot. Yeah, I forgot to show you those. But yeah, and then after Imposter Factory, which should be 2 to 3 streams.
2 to 3 streams.
We'll be starting Resident Evil 2
Remake.
Remake. Yes. Resident Evil 2019.
Resident Evil 2 2019
Damn
edition.
it. I get the name right.
Resident Evil 2 with mods. He's going to be wearing only skimpy underwear through the whole game. Leon Kennedy's going to be wearing skimpy underwear the whole game.
The whole game.
So prepare for yourself for that. His cheeks are going to be clapping as he's running away from zombies.
Bop, 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 bop. Nice. So hype for Imposter Factory, I'm glad. It's starting a little later, but... Resident Evil 4 VR? No. But we will play Resident Evil 4 eventually, I think. We'll see how Resident Evil 2 goes.
Sorry, that was just a humorous October prank for Spooky Month. We're probably not going to be playing with mods. He's going to be fully clothed, probably.
Don't scare the people, Nyanny.
Boo!
Damn.
Ah.
Later, Leafy. You know
Leafy was here?
No, Leafy Evie was here.
Oh.
Yes.
Don't you say that name.
But yeah, more starting tomorrow. So.
Until then.
Until then.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. I love you.
Ooh.
Bye.
Wow.
Bye.
Bye.